Boy, oh boy, do I have some good news for you today. It's time for a little holly jolly celebration because Santa Claus came early with the gifts. This loser has finally been arrested. Now, I'm sure none of you recognize this guy. This is probably not a face any of you have seen unless you're a woman in New York, and in that case, this is probably a face that you swiped left on Tinder for. But this is the face of the man known as Squeeze Bins, the infamous street racer who's blown up on Instagram and YouTube over the last few months. This isn't like a really stunning revelation. He just looks like a normal asshole. It's not like some kind of big twist like it's Bruce Wayne behind the Batman mask or anything. But I actually recently talked about Squeeze because he went on Neon's stream and did his street racing stunt maneuvers and ended up getting in a hit and run live on Kick. So of course I was making fun of him and tossing tomatoes, shouting boo. I think it is so incredibly lame to do the kind of shit that Squeeze Bins was, where he'd just go out on public roads and put everyone's lives in danger around him, just driving fast and recklessly for his content. And this is a criminal who was addicted to attention, which has to be the worst combination for a human being ever. If you are a criminal, the last thing that you would want is a lot of eyes on you. But this guy, Jiminy Christmas, he was absorbing it like a sponge in a sink. This guy was more addicted to attention than a heroin addict is to the needle. This guy couldn't get enough of it, so he took every opportunity imaginable to promote himself. So this was always inevitable. He was either going to get arrested or get himself or someone else killed. Luckily, he was arrested before the second thing happened. Now, before really diving into the weeds of the arrest here and everything around it, I want to show you a little bit more of the lore to Squeeze, so you can get a big taste of the cringe that is Squeeze Bins.
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car off and I used to just bug out. I've been doing this for so long now that I feel like I did some professional.
This guy must have found a moron potion at some point in his life and he has not been able to break the curse. The effects still linger. He did an interview with Tommy G, a very popular video, over 8 million views here, where he's revealing some pretty sensitive information really, all while acknowledging that he's one of the most wanted people in the area by the authorities. How stupid can you be? He's going on a press tour here to promote himself while actively engaging in illegal activity and putting himself in as many places as possible, giving authorities all the evidence they could ever require. He also has the gall to call himself a professional. He is a talented driver, no doubt, but the only thing he's a professional at is not dying. That's it. He's going out there and gambling with everyone's lives and his own, and nothing beyond that. He's not a professional at anything, he's just currently surviving. Is all.
How I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they crash.
How fast do you go?
I mean, there's been a video of one hand to 210 miles an hour.
Filming with one hand, driving with the other, 210 miles an hour. That's insane. Did that scare you?
Not really. To build up a tolerance of just speed.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
100%. They do.
Let's pop in the
100% they do, which is why I'm doing all of these interviews to help them in their pursuit. It reminds me of this classic story where the police put out a post on Facebook asking for information about a woman who was an accessory to a murder, and the woman they were looking for actually commented on the post asking about the reward money that was being offered, and so they were able to find her because of that. Squeeze and that lady are two sides of the same coin, just pure degenerate dummy. Anyway though, he's finally been arrested after an incident that happened back in April where Squeeze allegedly made an illegal turn and proceeded to elude the police at high speeds. Then officers found videos of him committing various traffic violations throughout the tri-state area. Apparently the NYPD did a little fusion dance and a fist bump with another department, and they worked together and found Squeeze because he was wanted on other charges including burglary, theft, conspiracy, and more. I was reading a couple of other reports where he allegedly punched a 20-year-old man in a deli. So I'm not exactly sure what all went down there, but ultimately it ended with him getting arrested, and the NYPD commissioner taking a victory lap here and dunking on him on Twitter by saying Squeeze Bins is in custody thanks to New York's finest. And then he posted a picture of his Instagram with the word apprehended slapped across it there. as if it's some kind of like busted thing in Grand Theft Auto. So Antonio going from squeeze bins to squeeze mins here, being shoulder to shoulder squeezed into a cell with other dudes, hopefully. But there's no telling if he's actually going to face real prison time. It seems he's been released because after all of this, he did make an Instagram post about how he can't go live on there. So then he made a Twitch account, which I can't find. I do see a Squeeze Bins account there, but there's nothing on it, and I think that's just an impersonator trying to capitalize off of this. His original Instagram account appears to be banned, and the only one I can find is another one that appears to be an impersonator, but maybe it really isn't, and I have no fucking clue. I also can't help but giggle that he decided to make a Twitch account instead of a Kick account. Like, not even this blatant criminal who has already broadcast crimes on Kick wants to make an account over there and stream on purpose. He still decided to go to Twitch first and foremost. That's kind of crazy to me because Kick is the home of broadcasting illegal activity. They don't do shit about it there. They give you like a subtle thumbs up because it's driving more traffic to their site. That should be home turf for Antonio here. Squeeze Bins would be hoisted on their shoulders like a golden goose. And yet he still said, ew, I'll just go to Twitch instead. That boggles my mind a little bit. I did laugh when I read that he made a Twitch account. I wish they'd make an example out of him here. He's not like the only one doing this kind of content, the lone alpha wolf or anything here. This is a pretty popular niche of content online where people just put on a helmet or wear some kind of mask and then just commit crimes. And like, taunt authorities driving around recklessly, endangering a bunch of innocent people's lives on the road for content and views on Instagram and YouTube and shit. He is far from the only one doing this. So I think if they would actually give a fuck here and pursue real serious charges and actual repercussions for his actions, it could help to dissuade others from pursuing this. At least I would hope. I would really like them to not play softball here and actually do something about this. He has been caught. Hand in the cookie jar here. He has all of this evidence that he himself has compiled about his crimes and how he's not remorseful and will always continue to do it, most likely. Why the fuck would you just give him a slap on the wrist? It's also more than the dangerous driving. He apparently beats people in delis, at least according to some of the reports here. Like, this is not someone that they should just be playing like patty cake with here and saying, hey, don't do it again. All right, now get out of here. Come on, scram. Like, this is something that they should be taking far, far more seriously. I really hope that his release is a temporary thing as they build up a meteor case against him, so that way he'll actually get thrown in the slammer. There's just no excuse for it at all. Just going onto public roads and compromising everyone's safety for your content, I just think it truly super sucks. And I think the fans of this kind of content are extraordinarily annoying. So there are still like Squeeze Bins enthusiasts that are losing sleep over this, thinking that he's done nothing wrong. Nobody got hurt, even though in his interview with Tommy G, he says that people have tried to emulate him and they have crashed. So people have literally gotten hurt. He also did get involved in a hit and run on stream, but whatever, I suppose. Just go ahead and ignore reality here and continue to live in fucking delusional Narnia land. But, you know, hey, they're Squeeze Bins guys. Of course they wear diapers and eat glue. Is what it is, I guess, but I'm just super happy that he's finally been arrested, and I can only hope that they do throw the book at him. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah, I'll be honest, I don't usually cover topics like what I'm about to touch on today, because it's extremely serious. Usually the stuff I cover is things to point and laugh at, throw tomatoes at, say boo, stinky, yucky, boo. Not this. This is horrifying. It's a story I haven't seen a ton of people mention, and I myself didn't know about it until a few nights ago, where just some random chatter during stream mentioned it, and I looked it up, and the information was only a few minutes old. Like, I don't even know how that guy had access to it so quickly, unless he's like one of the chief investigators on the case that just typed it in the chat. But when I looked it up there wasn't a ton of specifics mentioned about the case, but I followed it over the last few days as more and more information has come to the public eye. It is truly evil. And to my knowledge, this is the first case where a live stream was used as an alibi in a murder case or anything of that magnitude. There of course has been cases like with Facebook live streams and even YouTube a couple times where horrible atrocities were committed live, but I think this is the only time that someone has tried to use a live stream to prove their innocence and act as a smokescreen to cover up their crimes. And the person I'm about to talk about hasn't been found guilty yet, but they have been charged with murder with overwhelming evidence. Extremely compelling and strong evidence. On December 18th in Ireland, a woman named Natalie McNally was stabbed to death in her own home. She was 15 weeks pregnant at the time of her death. And the person accused of the murder is a man named Stephen McCullough. He is a YouTuber as well as streamer. He mainly focused on toy reviews as far as I can tell, specifically seeming to be a big Doctor Who toy reviewer. So what happened is, on the night of Natalie McNally's murder, Stephen McCullough went live on his channel. And this live stream is still up right now. It's a 6-hour live stream. And this was crucial evidence to prove his innocence on this evening. Because how could McCullough have possibly killed someone when there's proof of him streaming from his home at the same time that the murder had taken place? So they eventually, after bringing him in initially on suspicion of being involved in this case, let him go, because this live stream did serve as a pretty good alibi for him. Plus, this wasn't just streamed to 0 viewers, there were real, sentient human beings with a pulse there to watch this stream, so should any of this information ever come to light, there would be a lot of witnesses saying, no, I was watching him stream, he was 100% at home. So that was his whole plan. And while this worked for a brief period of time getting him out of suspicion, it was an ephemeral victory because after the investigators combed through about 4,000 hours worth of CCTV footage, they kind of pinned his whole location. They got his whole itinerary here. They were able to track him around and follow him around like it was a fucking Sims character. So not only did they see him through the CCTV evidence, but they also had the account of the taxi driver. They even took notice of things like a yellow glove underneath a black glove while giving change to a bus driver. And with all of this, they had a really strong case against him being the murderer. But they still had that live stream to explain. Because again, there is a live stream that did span the entire course where all of this took place. So how the fuck does this happen? You know, is he David Copperfield? Like, what, 2 places at once? Is this some kind of prestige situation where he had like a twin or a clone of himself? The actual answer is it's far simpler than you would possibly ever think. The live stream was fake. Yes, the stream went live on his channel during this whole period of time, but it wasn't actually a live stream. It was a pre-recorded video that Stephen McCullough had recorded days prior in order to look like a live stream, to mimic a live stream, so that way it could be used as an alibi for him. And when you watch the live stream, which again is still up on his channel, there are so many alarming red flag moments throughout it, even from the get-go. So he mentions at the very beginning of this live stream that he's not going to be able to read chat for a variety of technical reasons. One of them being it would crash his computer, it'd freeze the computer, it'd ruin the whole stream because of all of these deep tech problems that he couldn't solve. Everything's gone cattywampus, so he won't be able to read your chat. More like, Doctor, who's talking? Because I can't see you, I'm not reading chat. He just keeps reiterating over and over and over again that there's going to be no chat interaction. Because obviously, since this is a pre-recorded thing, there is no chat for him to read or interact with.
Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. Can't look at the live chat for some bloody reason, because if I do, it makes the whole thing freeze and OBS just screws up.
And he just kept like explaining why he can't read chat, and then he started talking about like, well, I guess I could read it on my phone, but you know, I get addicted to TikTok when I'm on my phone, and that's a mess, so I've put my phone in timeout in another room, so I won't be reading chats there either, and that'd probably ruin my internet too anyway, so no chat tonight. You guys can talk amongst yourself. I don't even like live streamers who read chat, so no chat for me tonight. There's plenty of streamers who don't interact with chat, but to go this long and this in-depth on things that make absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever to explain why you're not going to be reading chat or reacting to donations is definitely a little odd. And there's plenty of other really alarming moments about this stream, especially looking back on it in hindsight. He keeps reiterating that he's live, you know, this is live, and he's staying inside all night. He talks about like drinking and driving, and he'd never drink and drive, which is why he's staying inside, drinking on stream live for his viewers to enjoy. He's playing GTA Vice City throughout the stream, and he's making comments about like how the police force is no longer like equipped to handle cases, and there's a rise in crime. It's in the real world he's talking about. It's all very fucking alarming stuff, but by far the scariest thing he says has to be this.
Yeah, that's physics. That's what would happen in the real world. Abso-fucking-notly. absolute fucking nothing.
Completely out of nowhere, unprompted, he mentions someone named Natalie in a pretty menacing way. And once again, there's plenty of other things he says in here that are very scary, but I think this one is by far the worst moment. This has been 100% confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt to be a fake live stream. When authorities seized some possessions, they found the actual video itself and concluded that it was filmed on December 13th or 14th. And also, McCullough himself has confirmed that the live stream was not actually live, it was pre-recorded, but insists that he was actually just drinking by himself alone that night. He completely denies the murder and insists that someone else may have been dropped off in a taxi near his home. This is referring to the CCTV evidence that they've gathered, pinpointing all of his locations throughout the evening. There's also other awful shit here as well. McCullough stayed pretty close to Natalie McNally's parents, and in one case even left his phone over at their house in order to like bug them and secretly spy on them to record their conversations to see if he was a suspect. So McCullough went to the McNally house, left his phone on record, and left, but returned 40 minutes later claiming to have forgotten it, and police were saying that this was an attempt to listen into their conversations to see if they suspected him of anything in this. I can't envision a world where Stephen McCullough is not the person who committed this crime. There is just an overwhelming amount of evidence against him. And he still doesn't have a real explanation for what the possible motive to faking the live stream would even be. Nothing that makes sense, at least. And then randomly dropping Natalie's name during it. I just cannot imagine that this man is innocent, but he hasn't been found fully guilty of being the murderer yet. But yeah, overall, a horrifying situation. I'm wishing the absolute best for the McNally family, and I'm hoping justice is served here. That's about it. So yeah. I don't like Ticketmaster. You all know that. By extension, Live Nation, because Live Nation owns Ticketmaster. It's a huge, messy web that I've clowned on and insulted numerous times now. And I feel like everyone probably shares that same sentiment. I believe in every human being's soul there is a spot reserved purely for their hatred of Ticketmaster to reside. I'm sure everyone has their own experiences and horror stories here. It is just an absolute dog shit business model that is becoming worse and worse all the time. And it's run by this, bear witness, worm person. This is Michael Rapino, more like Michael Rapinor, because this man is just a giant fucking wiener. He is the CEO of Live Nation, Ticketmaster, and recently, this is why I'm making this video, he went on to say he had the goal to claim ticket prices are actually underpriced.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think music has been underappreciated. You know, I always joke, sports, it's like a badge of honor to spend 70 grand for a Knicks courtside. They beat me up if we charge 800 for Beyonce, right? You know, so it's a real, it's a very we have a lot of runway left, right? So when you read about the ticket prices going up, it's still, average concert price is $72. Try going to a Laker game for that, and there's 80 of them or whatever the hell. So the concert is underpriced, has been for a long time.
If that isn't the biggest load of fish paste, what in tarnation, brother? Holy moly. There's so much to insult with this statement, like I don't even know where to begin. If you have been to any concerts or shows over the last, let's say, 10 years, you've probably noticed a trend where it's getting more and more and more and more expensive. The biggest complaint you will see anytime there is a concert is people talking about how they're priced out from attending it. Even the biggest fans can oftentimes not afford to go to it, or maybe they can only get like the nosebleeds or something, which isn't usually even worth the price you pay for that, because also that is often expensive too. And they get away with this because they have fundamentally a monopoly when it comes to live performances, live shows like this. And there's always the huge issue with scalping, which almost seems encouraged by Ticketmaster, at least historically it used to. I don't know if it's as bad as it once was. I haven't noticed it to the degree I did a few years ago, so maybe they started to fucking put the nipple clamps on it and twist to try and stop that a bit. But since they do still have this monopoly, they still have, of course, like fees and also just an exorbitant price tag on attending these shows, because they can. You don't have like an alternative to get the tickets or anything. And I hate that comparison he makes where he's like, oh yeah, some people will pay like 70 grand as like a badge of honor to sit courtside, comparing it to like a big sporting event where people shell out tons of clams. Brother, you just blow in from Stupid Town. How in any way, shape, or form does that even remotely associate with these prices for a concert? It's so night and day, I don't even think it's worth digging into like the actual meat and potatoes of the statement. It's just a false equivalence. And he tries to use it as a way to justify that there is still so much room to charge more for their tickets. And I think that is just sickening. So I've been to 2 shows recently. I went to a Deftones concert a couple months ago. Unfortunately, I did somewhat brown my trousers a bit there. There was a couple tiddlywinks of fecal matter, which I made a video talking about it. It was pretty embarrassing, pretty shameful. Fucking shit myself a little bit as a 30-year-old man. Not that I blame Michael Rapino for that. I know he didn't put poop in my butt. That's on me. That was my responsibility. Like, I get it. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I'm starting to like pseudo-trauma dump on you here for no reason. Deftones concert was amazing. And then recently I saw a My Chemical Romance show here in Tampa. Also amazing. But you know what both of these had in common besides being extremely entertaining? Extremely expensive. And Ticketmaster gets to basically charge the moon for it if they want to. And they do want to, make no mistake. And it looks like they want to charge even more for it. They want the fucking whole kit and caboodle here. They want your entire piggy bank just to see your favorite artist perform once. And I understand concerts aren't like a necessity. No one needs to buy tickets to a concert. But you can see this trend that when Ticketmaster, Live Nation kind of took over and got this like monopoly, they have been jacking up prices non-stop. And it's just spiraling out of control where it prices out tons and tons of normal people that no longer can afford to go see their favorite artist perform because they'd have to decide between spending the money for a couple of tickets to that event or like you could also just spend that money on like a fucking week-long vacation in a lot of cases because it is that fucking expensive. So it's just, I also think it's bad for the artist too because then you're not performing to as many occupied seats. You're not performing to as many actual fans anymore. Like, I just think the whole model sucks now. And you can see a huge change when Ticketmaster Live Nation took over. Tickets were far more affordable, and I get everything's gotten more expensive. I understand that. But in this sector specifically, this monopoly has been extremely awful for fans and artists as well. It is only good for Ticketmaster. And the CEO's out here like, actually, it's like super reasonably priced. In fact, it is underpriced. I need to be making more money. Meanwhile, last year he took home like I think it was like $32 million like himself in total compensation. Like, I wonder why he thinks it's underpriced and why they should be charging more. What's the incentive there? Man, that's so interesting. I wonder why he would have that perspective. Any sensible, sane person will tell you the same thing. Ticket prices suck. And Ticketmaster super fucking sucks. So I definitely don't agree with Michael Rapino's assessment here that there's a lot of runway for more ticket price increases. He says that people beat him up for charging $800 to Beyonce. Well, what he doesn't mention there is that $800 to see Beyonce is to see her through like a fucking glory hole on like the 39th floor of the stadium she performs at. Like, you do not get good value even when you do spend a lot of money going to these concerts because everything is so fucking expensive. So I think his take on this is complete trash. Complete trash. But he does say something during this event that I think is an important thing to mention in regards to how important shows are to the artists.
Well, you know, the live show is, become, the artist is going to make 98% of their money from the show. The record label, all the other ways they made money is irrelevant now. The show is where they're making their money.
Now, in this section, he is actually correct. He did pin the tail on the donkey here. Record labels take the lion's share of what an artist makes, or what a band, group, whatever makes. I have heard some, what I believe to be, or should be, criminal contracts in the record industry where they will take sometimes like 90% of like streaming revenue, record sales, merch sales, that kind of thing, and thus the band needs to survive off just tours alone because that's where they make their actual money. the record label makes the rest through them on other things. They only see like a small percentage of it. It's fucking terrible. The music industry itself is so unbelievably corrupt. Ticketmaster is just a small component of that. But he is right. The actual shows, that is the most important part to the money that an artist brings in, which I believe is also contributing to the increase in ticket prices. Not always solely Ticketmaster, but there are cases where groups or artists have knowingly increased their prices as well, and like even agreed to like the surge pricing type shit, the like dynamic pricing model, because streaming revenue, record sales, merch sales, all of that stuff, the record label has got its filthy fucking paws in a big way. Thus, they need the tours to, you know, bring in their actual chunk of change. Like, it, again, the system itself in the music industry is super fucked. Also, streaming revenue is not a ton for music. I feel like most of you have probably heard artists talking about how much like a song of theirs makes through like Spotify or something, and it's not overly incredible from the numbers I've been made aware of. And I guess from my own personal experience, I'm in a band, The Gentle Men. We are working on more music. Across our 2 albums, we maybe have like 100 million streams across all the songs, and we even did do like physical sales. And in total, I believe what we've brought in over the last 6 years is like 120, 140K, somewhere in that general ballpark. So you divide that between 2 people over the course of 6 years, it's not, you know, the biggest bag of money you'll ever see in your life. You know, you're not talking Scrooge McDuck levels of wealth coming from like music streaming sales. At least not until you're in like the, I guess, hundreds of millions as opposed to just like the 100 million club. Again, I can only speak from my own personal experience and at least the other numbers I've become aware of and what artists have made from those. And we've never toured or anything. If we did, that would probably be where the bulk of the money would come from, because there's not a ton of people buying physical albums anymore. And streaming revenue through listening, through like just song streams, isn't like incredible per stream either. So he is right that these shows, these events, are extremely important for like the artist making their money, but his view of it is so distorted, where he thinks that because this is like the main revenue driver for a lot of artists, they need to be charging an arm and a leg for it, where it like prices out tons of people too. Like, it's very counterintuitive. There is no need for the prices to go as fucking Insano style as they have because of Ticketmaster's involvement. It's just completely unacceptable, and it is just point blank way too expensive. Ask anyone who's gone to a concert recently. It is just too expensive, and he is just entirely wrong by saying that it's underpriced. It's not. I really think the Live Nation Ticketmaster merger was just the worst fucking thing that happened to like live shows in general. That should have been slapped down. And the fact that that was allowed to go through has just been disastrous. I can't fucking stand Michael Rapino. I hate Ticketmaster. Shit sucks. Just wanted to yap about it a little bit because somehow he felt so confident to just let this absolute trash take fly like that about being underpriced. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.
There's so many things in this world that can make you frown. Undercooked meat, getting a porta potty tipped over on you while you're inside, just to name a couple. I want to give you something that can make you smile. One of those public nuisance streamers whose whole existence revolves around making everyone's lives around them worse as their content has just been arrested. 2023 has actually been a pretty solid year for streamers everyone hates getting thrown in the slammer, finally facing some real repercussions for their awful behavior and unbelievable cringe, such as the streamer Johnny Somali, who is still currently in jail in Japan right now, God bless. Now, I haven't seen a follow-up to the individual we're going to talk about right now, so I'm going to delve into fantasy like it's the fucking Magic Treehouse here. In my little headcanon fanfic, he is currently sitting in his prison cell blubbering his little eyes out like a bitch. And this clip actually makes me extremely happy. It reminds me that Christmas is right around the corner because it gets me in a joyful spirit. And just as old Saint Nicholas taught us, it's better to give than to receive. So I wanted to give you all the gift of a big ear-to-ear grin as we watch this insufferable asshole get arrested, but also what led up to it.
Hey, listen up. You look so cute and you look so delectable. I want to put you on a plate and just eat you up. How about that? What's your name, baby? I know you're sorry. You're sorry you can't get with a hunk like me. You're sorry you're stuck with a cuck that you fucking cheat on. You record videos of you sucking off other guys, and he wants to see that shit. Correct me if I'm wrong.
This guy's voice sounds like someone doing an impression of a Redditor. He's got that quintessential nasally loser voice, and clearly he knows he's not actually going to end up getting this girl's number or anything like that. He's being as abrasive as possible because it's content for his stream to entertain them by just going up and harassing women as much as possible. Admittedly, this guy is also self-aware enough to recognize that he is a creep, but instead of doing anything to fix that and better himself, he's more than happy to lean into it as much as possible to become the ultimate creep. He has adopted it as his only personality trait, being a loveless, sexless loser, and tries to make a career out of it. He is actually striving to be a professional dumpster for everyone in the chat to spit in and laugh at. It is pathetic. Dude's out here more dripless than I am, by the way. He's out here rocking a yellow t-shirt, bright yellow, looking like Curious George's friend, the man in the yellow jacket. Goober's also got some of the worst posture I've ever seen in public. He's more hunched over than that iconic photo of Goatman in the forest. So I already know when he's not out in public harassing people for his stream, he's inside on the computer doom scrolling the internet, rotting and withering away. Now, of course, I'm not usually one to criticize posture, because sometimes when I'm streaming, I get fucking hunched over and right up against the monitor too. But at least when I'm out in public, I'm self-aware enough to recognize that you gotta straighten that shit up.
And that happens regularly, right? Tell me I'm right on the money or not. Tell me, okay, listen up, baby. I'm so sorry. You know, I really tried. God damn you.
It's so cute how he also has a friend with him that's doing the same thing, but from a distance, kind of whispering it to stream, just insulting the girl for the audience. What an unbelievable power couple of fucking douchebags.
I don't want to bother you guys. I'm not trying to be creepy in any way, but can I get like one of your numbers and I'll be on my way and then we can meet up?
We're actually going to go meet our boyfriends right now. So.
Oh, so I can't take you out or do anything like that?
Yes, really quick, just stop right now.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter what you want. Do you want?
We're just, here's what we're wondering.
Sorry.
You're just so fucking hot.
That second encounter right there is nightmarish. This girl's walking on the street alone. Two weirdos come up to her and say, "It doesn't matter what you want." And you can see her facial expression drop, just completely sink into a panic mode. I have no doubt she expected to be attacked by them or something, and you can see she picked up the pace, because who wouldn't? That's a fucking weird thing to have happen. That's frightening. And especially from these two guys who are just walking around, camera out, coming up to you in the middle of the night. Like, what the fuck? This whole shtick sucks. It's just going up and bothering people who are just going about their night. Just randomly coming up to women. Hey, pardon me, toots. Unsucked penis is a disease and I'm suffering from it. Are you the cure? You should be. Well, it's fucking dumb. And it's a lot worse than that. It's worse than just going up and doing cringy lines. It's sticking around, bothering people, and in this case, scaring a woman who's walking home alone.
Want to be my girlfriend for 5 minutes? Do you want to just kind of go on a little date?
We're going to walk for a bit.
Just the pink.
Okay.
You can hold me.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, I'm here with my girlfriend. I'm here with my girl. Can you guys just shut the fuck up? I'm here with my girlfriend.
Okay,
Just shut the
don't
fuck
scare
up.
people.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm here with my girlfriend. You're making too much noise. Get the fuck out of here, asshole. Fucking prick. I'm so sorry, Luna.
No, this is dumb.
Please.
No.
No, I was just protecting you. I was protecting you, baby.
No.
Please.
Haha, you get it? The joke is he's just pretending to be an unhinged lunatic. I don't know why you couldn't understand the gut-busting comedy of that. I'm gonna toss a quick fun fact your way, so get ready to receive it. About a month ago, I made a video going over shitty streamers like this guy and his friend, and I'm almost 100% certain that this is the same guy that ran away when someone he was harassing finally took him up on the offer to fight. He was the guy that instigated a conflict, and then the guy he was doing it to said, "Alright, let's just settle it right now." And immediately this guy bolted off. I'm being very generous with that term. Bolted in the same way that an alcoholic zombie would stumble across the street, because this guy is not athletic at all. But he ran away as quickly as his goofy little legs could take him, and then had this brief come-to-Jesus moment where he recognized just how sad and pathetic he is. Just this impressive specimen of trash.
Alright, you and me, Central Park.
I don't know how.
Won't be late.
I'm trying to say is good scenario could have been would have been fun.
Alright.
Oh my god.
I hope he doesn't chase me because I don't want to fight him.
That's true.
My pussy beta?
Right.
Perhaps.
The problem is this.
I don't know.
Using all the latest and greatest in technology and summoning the world's leading forensic experts to analyze the footage here, I think we can all conclude with a high level of confidence that this guy and the guy that I've been showing you who's about to get arrested here on stream are the same person. There's just no way that this world is forsaken enough to allow two people that sound, look, and act like him and stream like him to exist at the same time. I just don't believe that. It's the same person. I'm pretty sure of it.
You love it.
You know that there's like a...
Excuse me, what's going on? Oh, what's going on?
Relax.
Put your hands behind your back.
Hands on your back.
What's going on?
You're being placed under arrest.
For what?
I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah. You just want to talk to you, you want to run. All right, now we're going to put you on your side.
So they're arresting Carl, guys? Carl did nothing wrong?
Yes, the good ending. Tugs on your heartstrings. It's a beautiful thing to witness. You love to see that. I can't imagine a more fitting conclusion here. I don't know why his buddy's saying he did nothing wrong. He immediately tried to run from the cops who were about to start talking to him. You can't do that. Like, what the fuck? I imagine they got called there for a disturbance, like, hey, there's this weirdo and his weirdo friend that keep harassing everyone nearby, so the cops are coming to tell him to, like, cut that shit out. And then Chief Goofball here immediately tries to run. Well, it's not really a run. This guy and run don't really go in the same sentence. He takes, like, two fee-fi-fo-fum steps that kind of resemble, like, speedier movement, and the cops are like, nah, putting the kibosh on this, and they just tackle him, they take him down, and then stand him back up. So, again, I don't know what the update is. I don't know if he's still in custody or what, or if there's any charges. I couldn't tell you. It just makes me happy to see that. It's just a big old asshole getting taken off the streets there. So, I thought that might put a smile on some of your faces. That's about it. So, yep. Hey, it's that magical time again where we get to point, laugh, and shoot spitballs at a creepy degenerate being weird to a woman. So I hope you've done all of your smile exercises, because we're gonna be putting a big old grin on that face and having a hoot and a holler at this guy's expense.
So, crazy silly question, but I'm just curious. I know you don't like coffee, and I know you don't, and I know you eat cereal in the evening, and I know you have a son. I know you're fucking going.
So Goober approaches this woman who's on the leg press machine, and he immediately just starts listing off things he knows about her, which just sounds like some stalker shit. Like, it sounds like a mission out of Hitman, where Agent 47's being given a dossier and going over his target's interests and, like, where they might be so they can plan out the assassination. This is just, like, such a creepy, cold open here. I know I'm reading way too deep into this situation and it's starting to get dangerously delusional, but for some reason when I first saw this clip, it immediately reminded me of a climactic moment in an action movie when the villain is monologuing to the hero like a fucking phone call. I know you don't like coffee. I know you're in your early 30s. I know the FBI is listening to this call right now. I know you have a son. His name is Mark. He attends Biff Gilmore High. Do this task for me. And all the agents listening to this, stay out of it. And nothing has to happen to Mark. It's just a really odd, peculiar play here. This is definitely not a play that John Madden would draw up. To just approach her and start listing off all the things you know about her, it's just weird. I'm assuming she and him have talked before, which is why he knows all this. They probably have, like, small talk. They're probably on friendly terms. I don't think he's been, like, perusing her Facebook trying to digest all of the lore that she publicly posts about herself there. But it's still weird to then come up and just start, like, spouting it all back to her about everything you know.
I think you're really cool. I know you have a son. That's how you straight up, but kind of sort of married, like
You know how everything has an opposite? Wet, dry, light, dark, matter, antimatter? This guy is anti-charisma. He is the exact opposite of Riz. Like, this dude legitimately has less game than someone that is asleep. He is stumbling through whatever he was cooking up in his noodle here, and it is extraordinarily uncomfortable to listen to. It's like the first draft of a book report where there's still a ton of typos and grammatical mistakes and nothing's making sense, it's all scatterbrained. That's what's happening through this whole exchange. And yet he still is able to squeak out that bombshell there that he's actually married while actively hitting on this woman. And you can see the shock and surprise on her face to learn that little nugget of information about this guy. If I had to speculate a guess, I would imagine he's been flirtatious in the past, which is why she's even more surprised by it. So he's just a big scumbag piece of shit here for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's something about you that's really cool. Like casual, but I don't know if you would have a pizza with me sometime or something. But
I want to try.
Good golly, heavens to Betsy, this guy fucking sucks at talking to women. He is speaking to her like he is still in middle school. He just keeps repeating, I think you're cool, I think you're really cool. Like, I half expected him to just go even harder on that, like, I actually think you're epic. Do you want to come over and see my Fortnite, KD? And then we can grab a pizza. Like, there's nothing wrong with a pizza date, I want to be clear there. But it's just this combination of, you're so cool, 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 let's get pizza. Like, that's what I imagine a 12-year-old thinks romance is like. You're cool, get pizza with me, I'll have my mom order Papa John's. Like, what the fuck? It sounds like he's about to bring up cooties. Like, I don't even care if you have cooties, it's okay. Like, he sounds like a fucking child talking to her through text messages. Like, circle yes if you like me, if you like me. Oh, it's so bad. Honestly, this might be inspirational for someone out there. It doesn't matter how awkward or uncomfortable you are, you could still find a partner. Somehow this guy has a wife. Somehow this complete fucking turbo loser has a wife. And now he's trying to cheat on her. So don't be like this guy, but at least let this be known that you don't have to be the most charismatic person out there or be the most socially adept at speaking to other people to find a partner. So, maybe there's a little positive spin there. But anyway, back to spitting and shitting on this goofball. The lady here is being extremely sweet about this whole thing as opposed to just splashing the cold water on him and saying, get the fuck away from me. She is tiptoeing around this, probably because she doesn't want to make a scene out of it. Most women usually try and let someone down in a nice way, because if they don't, it could get dangerous. Like, there's no telling how unhinged this guy is. He's trying to fucking cheat on his wife and he's being brutally honest about it. He is a weirdo. So it's definitely the smart call to just be like, oh, I don't think your wife would approve of us getting pizza or going to play laser tag or whatever other childish fucking offer you were about to make. Like, her being nice about it is the optimal move, but it also keeps her wrapped up in this conversation, unfortunately. So I feel so fucking bad for her because he continues to press. And he's already interrupted her workout. So I imagine it's just this giant fucking headache, this huge annoyance because this uncomfortable miasma of cringe has approached her and won't leave. Like the storm just will not pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a mind.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, exactly.
Let's just
Right, no.
this for a minute.
That's why I said.
Right up
No,
the trailer.
But,
Then we're
I
gonna
won't say
go.
unfortunately, because, being married is good. But sometimes you meet somebody that you haven't met.
Bingo. Peekaboo, I see you. I was so curious what this guy looked like. I was freeze framing on every single goddamn pixel of this thing, trying to catch just a glimpse of him here to finally get this Bigfoot photo with him peeking in the top right there. I always get so curious in situations like this. What does the person look like who's conducting themselves this way? I know it's not important, but for me, a mystery like this sometimes just needs a little bit of closure. Anyway, he continues with his speech. I don't want to say unfortunately, because being married's great. I love it. But sometimes need something with a little bit more of a connection. A man like me can't be hunkered down to just one woman. You know what's better than one pussy? My wife's? Your pussy. That's 2 vaginas, double the fun. What say you to that? Come get a pizza with me.
Yeah, no, but yeah, like it's my connection wouldn't be your connection. I'm married.
Hopefully does faith in men and humanity, right?
Everything is sweating right now.
We don't know whether they're out of the gym.
What do I do?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't think you come
I
out.
think there's a tool for that.
He's going into full car salesman pitch mode right now with the hard sell. My connection's your connection. Buy 2, get 2 free. Come on now. What are you waiting for? The deal's depreciating. Come on. It's, you know, what are you doing? And she is doing her absolute best to be nice here. She is doing everything she can to be, like, sweet in this situation, to try and, like, just get through this as pain-free as possible so she can go back to working out, which is what she went there to do. Like, oh my god, it's so fucking rough, and the guy just keeps going.
No, sure. Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't, like, have not told you, you know. Up to this point, I just kind of said hi and let it off, and that's it. You know, and, yeah. And I was, you know,
it's gonna be hard.
It's unfair, even.
I don't know how to
what the hell?
be honest.
What's the point?
The way he just blabbers on and gets all jumbled up on each word reminds me of that viral meme of that kid who was doing a line reading but accidentally messed it up. Have you ever had a dream where you could, and you never want, but you could, and you never, but do it so bad? Like that? That is his entire statement to this woman here. Just a bunch of gobbledygook.
I mean, probably the best scenario is, and I'm not saying this would ever happen, but like seriously,
there's
you
no
knew
way
my wife, and, you know what I mean? Like we were all friends. That's different.
Other side.
But and you actually
The only way is to pull it and correct myself.
You'll probably meet her sometime. Actually, you know?
So I think
she
I know
hasn't been, but she does come sometimes. So when we're near, I can see you.
That's where our adventure ends. And man, what a journey it was, huh? I don't know where to begin with that closing statement. If only you knew my wife and we were all friends, that's different. You'll probably meet my wife at some point. You'll fucking love her. I mean, she's great. You'll love her. In fact, my wife would actually love if I cheated on her with you, and that can happen after you meet her. You know, I'll just introduce you next time that she's here, and we can talk about how I was trying to cheat on her by taking you on dates. And I think we'll all have a good laugh about it. We'll all become great friends, and then it's all smooth sailing. Just a fucking weirdo, loser, degenerate creep. Pretty impressive one here. So, yep, just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya. If you grew up during the 90s or the early 2000s, there's an extremely high chance that you watched some of Dan Schneider's shows. It was like impossible to avoid him. It'd be like trying to dodge raindrops during a thunderstorm. Dan Schneider during this period was the king of children's television programs. He made some of the most influential productions like Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, iCarly. His resume is just stacked with tons of shows that I imagine meant a lot to many of you growing up. And make no mistake, you meant a lot to the creator of these shows as well. Well, not so much you, but your feet certainly did. The creator of these shows is a monstrous foot fetishist, Dan Get in the Van Schneider. He is a vile, creepy, disgusting human being, and this has been known for years. However, a new docuseries just dropped really diving into this subject matter and putting a spotlight on it in a way that hasn't previously been explored. It's called Quiet on Set. Now, if you don't know what Dan looks like, here's a nice picture of him here. He looks like he was made in the Dragon's Dogma 2 character creator. And Dan Schneider has become the face of Quiet on Set. However, it actually explores more than that. It's like a whole deep look at all of the horrible things that were going on during these Nickelodeon productions. It's more than just Dan, but he obviously plays a central role here because he made these shows. He was the head honcho of most of this, and he was well aware of some of these terrible and downright criminal things that were going on behind the scenes on some of these shows. And the reason I mention the foot fetishism off rip here is because that was one of the first things that people really caught on to in the public eye. After Dan's glory days at Nickelodeon, people started to pick up on how odd it was that a lot of these children's shows had an emphasis on feet. Pretty frequently, it was a common thread throughout a lot of these shows, like feet humor and having these child actors and actresses displaying their feet. And in 2013, one of the shows Dan worked on, Sam and Cat, actually ran a competition where kids were supposed to submit pictures of their feet to them. Like, that's weird. No matter how you spin it, that's a really weird thing to request from your audience of children, to take pictures of their feet for you. That's just downright creepy and wrong. I can't believe that tweet is still up, by the way, over a decade later, and no one thought to delete that. That is impressive. But anyway, people started to pick up on Dan's fixation with stompers, and it seemed like his fetish was bleeding into his work, and he was having the children unknowingly participate in it by having them display their feet. That's what it seemed to a lot of people, so it was obviously very concerning. So people did more and more digging. They found more and more evidence of Dan being an awful piece of shit behind the scenes with a lot of shady things going on there. And it just led to this reputation that people for years have known that Dan blows loads to toes Schneider is not a good person. And now Quiet on the Set has released, and so much information has come out, not just about Dan, but about that entire Nickelodeon workplace around these child stars. Arguably the largest piece of new information that dropped during this docuseries was the sexual abuse of Drake Bell by someone named Brian Peck. So Brian Peck was a coach at Nickelodeon whom was sexually abusing
Okay, frame rate set up. The pipe of Macy is broken. It's gonna shit. It's the fucking inside. It's not like it works against itself. It's not super great. Oh yeah. Let's play some shit.
desecration of Galencourt. Straight on! Keep the Masons off that ship! Mason heretics have been cast down! Long live Agatha!
Okay, probably need music too. This game is better with music. Hated that I can't fit some Wait, I'm gonna search something.
The raid on Aberfell.
Febreze. Les jours de fête, votre salle de bain est comme un tourbillon. Préservez la fraîcheur avec Febreze salle de bain. Sans fil ni prise, cet assainisseur d'air combat les odeurs pendant 45 jours. Après chaque visite au petit coin, vous savez que ça sent le paradis. Utilisez avec le papier hygiénique Charmin.
Take the village, conquer the Highlands, and destroy the heretics' ancient stones! Gathians, kidnap the peasants and take possession of those pigs!
Yeah. What else? Yeah, I see.
Quelqu'un a assassiné notre berger et c'est nous qui allons résoudre le crime. Cherchez des alliés.
J'y pensais, je me fonçais, moi aussi.
Avec l'aide de Mini-Wheats, la famille a fait le plein avec un déjeuner à teneur élevé en fibres. Et après...
It's country. Sounds just like a beat, you know?
They are out of resources! Let us push deeper! Masons are rallying to that tower! Bring it down!
take it from me.
My faithful steed. Yeah! Face it! Yeah!
Horse is not having to do it.
Leave no one alive!
Have you ever had an idea? Just for to lose momentum. That's why I use Panda AI. I just thought what I knew. Work the output to my liking. Suddenly, the others don't feel
Domino's best deal ever. Tossed pan. Toppings for only $13.99. Your favorite pizza at our best price. It's Domino's best deal ever, but it's not forever. So order now
It's gonna blow.
The light is with us! For the blue and gold!
Took one.
Certainly.
The music is bad. That was loud. And the music's bad. This is really loud.
retribution!
I died fighting. No.
It's hard to see.
Okay, that's an ad. See.
Desert! The Empire!
Oh, shit.
Eternal!
Yeah.
Hard fang and spear! Push him the swine! For fang and spear! Glory unto the dragon! The Abyss's great wall is fallen! They sprang out into the desert as a cornerstone strikes out in fear! Bring this hand of their kind! Show no mercy! Kill every last mongrel! For the glory of Kenosha! Glory to the Tigress! Glory in battle! Glory in death!
Eliminate the enemy team!
Cavalry! Onward! coming! Enemy boats are incoming! Enemy horsemen approaching!
Only 30 troops left.
Website name for Australia. are all available on goods.com/domains. Billionairesonly.com is actually available even for a non-billionaire, and trillionairesmingle.com is available for a
Just 20 enemies remain.
If your name is Jack Smith, like thousands in the United States, jacksmith.info is still available, or jacksmith.com.
We only have 30 troops left.
Store is still somehow available, so anybody looking for a work for him can snag that. And finally, no internet, no online, and no
They are down to 10 troops. Only 20 of our troops remain. Only 5 enemies remain. We are down to 10.
made one of them burn. I did.
Slaughter of Coxwell.
Slaughter of Cox. It's about need something about
Slaughter these traitors in their own fields! Infantry, burn the village and slaughter the peasants!
Okay. Slaughtering peasants. Okay. Longer. Genocide village. Oh my god. Oof. That was good. That was didn't manage to stop. That's so funny.
I like it.
I never saw that. Okay, then. Bro.
So honestly, I'm kind of mind blown by this. Built the Otomy and then converted to harmony, dub vocals, back vocals.
We've sent half of them to hell. Let's do the rest.
Oh,
Oh, I am lost in pain.
Move on. The village has been destroyed. Mason, smash down the tent with your weapons.
the whole playlist is pretty good. It's in
Not enough blow.
My mistake. She did
Fill the car to the Agathian supplies!
What the fuck am I listening? Bro, what the hell is this?
The town is almost completely looted!
Like, emo version of Jingle Bells? I'm so confused about this. That was the worst ever. I got it. Oh, fuck. I'm good though. I didn't thought about that. In the head.
Onward! The enemy has fallen back to the market!
I died at first. That was like with a fucking Jingle Bells emo punk version. That's fucking cool.
I give you best.
I didn't find
All loot has been captured! Amorik! Masons, their soldiers are making a final stand! Finish them!
What a pity.
Let's see though. It wasn't the rule actually. It wasn't fun. It was oh my god, fucking escape.
C'est sûr qu'à la maison, il y en a qui doivent vraiment se demander qu'est-ce que je fais ici.
We have eliminated half of their remaining forces!
ce qui vous attend au cours des 40 prochains jours.
Je suis de retour.
Ça vaut très cher. Et d'entamer depuis 11 ans, elle vaut très cher. Donc, j'ai ajouté à ma police une de ces fameuses augmentations d'éléments particuliers sur mes personnels. Ma sœur a eu chéri. Moi, j'ai eu ça. Est-ce que j'ai dit que ça vaut très cher?
$369? That's a lot of 69. Dang. Yo, it's something. Yeah. It's going way too long, like 2 rounds. Fuck me. Or actually, it's not. Seems I'm gonna need to end the stream right now.